scariest pursuits, wildest shootouts, and most outrageous outlaws from around the world. Much of this footage has never been seen before. We've gathered these stories from police.
What do we need to take him out here now?
News agencies, even citizens on patrol, to show you the stark reality that criminals have declared you the enemy. And knowing your opponent is the only way this war will be won. I'm Sheriff John Bonnell. The role of a police officer changes from minute to minute. Go to a domestic dispute, and you might have to practice some diplomacy. Find a victim of violence, and you need to give aid and comfort. But come across a dangerous offender, you better be tough as nails, because some criminals won't stop until there's no other choice. Detroit, Michigan.
A very dangerous situation through this area.
The man inside this pickup just stole the vehicle out of the owner's driveway. In the auto capital of America, a ride like this might earn him $1,000 at a shady chop shop. Now, with cops on his tail, he's determined to salvage his score.
This driver is refusing to stop for police.
But his relentless drive to cash in is leaving him blind to other traffic.
Oh, another one. He's blowing through red light after red light.
As he stays laser focused on his payday.
Right now on the wrong side of the roadway.
Officers decide to hang back.
You can see police are kind of keeping a little bit of distance here.
This outlaw's reckless greed has made him a threat to everyone else on the road. At these speeds, one mistake could cost another driver their life. Or their mistake could cost him his. A distracted motorist turns left, hitting the pickup's rear panel and flipping it into a utility pole. The vehicle bursts into flame.
The gas tank must have ruptured on that pickup truck. A startling crash here.
Police rush in to help, but their small extinguishers can't douse the tremendous inferno.
And the pickup truck is totally immersed in flame.
Emergency workers arrive moments later. The van's driver is okay, but the suspect died instantly.
Certainly the person driving could not possibly survive this.
In his quest for a few bucks,
This driver is refusing to stop for police.
this crook didn't care if he was endangering others.
Oh, another one. He's blowing through red light after red light.
But in the end, he was the one who came under fire. In Phoenix, Arizona, two jewel thieves launch a brutal raid. Using mace, they blind the shopkeep. But when they bash open the display, their short-sighted plan gets blasted. The clerk pulls out a pistol. And these guys find themselves locked in. Now they're scrambling like ducks in a shooting gallery. Fighting through the chemicals, the 61-year-old aims at the sound of the punks. This pimpin' fool is actually wearing high heels as he bumbles for cover. When the boss's eyesight returns, he strikes back at the cornered thugs. And the butt of his gun stings even more than pepper spray. He hits this bonehead so hard, it discharges the weapon. By now, both bandits have sustained a gunshot wound and are begging for mercy. Their wish is granted. An officer arrives, and the owner lets him nail these guys with criminal charges. These crooks thought their robbery scheme was visionary, but it turned out to be a shot in the dark. Now, they're left staring down the barrel of a lengthy prison sentence. Helsinki, Finland. At a farmer's market, a vendor is in a real pickle. The man is from Estonia, and local cops are busting him for selling produce without a permit. When he can't argue his case in broken Finnish, he switches to the universal language
Why Finland police Estonia?
of rage.
Finland police fight.
The police have had enough and move to subdue the man.
Hey.
But this produce pusher is about to go nuts. One officer warns him by opening his telescoping baton.
I want here lawyer.
But when they pepper spray the guy,
Now I want lawyer here.
he peppers them with potatoes. The cops take their best shots, but it only makes the greengrocer see red. When he prowls for more ammo, he spots an empty fruit tray and serves up a fierce defense. Another blow to the knee doesn't even faze him. A do-gooder with a broom steps in and pokes at Mr. Potato Head, thinking he's helping the officers. For a moment, the vigilante does provide a distraction. But he also provides this brute with a new weapon. Now, he's looking for a clean sweep of his enemies.
You're strong, man. I want only for lawyer.
Cops have done everything they can to avoid trading punches with this blowhard, who clearly eats pepper spray for lunch. But even as he faces 4 good-sized opponents, he's more concerned with making like a ninja than making peace. If he's spoiling for a fight, that's exactly what he'll get. The lawmen swarm, pinning the masher against the boot and knocking the sticks from his hands. The takedown cost one patrolman a bloody lip, but the peddler will pay for this outburst through the nose.
Now I want lawyer.
He stupidly turned a paperwork spat into a marketplace melee. And now, after the way he violently snapped, he'll have plenty of time to talk to his lawyer. Coming up on World's Wildest Police Videos.
Oh my God, this guy's gonna kill somebody.
Topless protesters show that they're more than a handful. A Hollywood hothead
Oh, look out! There are people there.
has his close-up with catastrophe.
Oh, wow. This guy's crazy.
And a suspected drunk driver gives a cop a face full of proof. Then later, a pulse-pounding chase leads to a heart-stopping shootout. You'll have to see to believe. Some people think that driving home buzzed is no big deal. But every 60 seconds, people are injured in alcohol-related traffic accidents. And that's why the cops are out there looking for those DUIs. And it can be downright ridiculous how blind drunks are to their own condition. Laguna Beach, California.
SBS clear, 10 Toyota.
Officer Tony White lights up this weaving Toyota Prius for suspicion of drunk driving. The vehicle pulls to a stop at a closed gas station. It's good that the lot is empty, because this guy is loaded.
Step out of the vehicle.
He claims he's only had 2 drinks.
You step out of the vehicle, sir.
So Officer White wants him to prove it with a sobriety test.
Step out of the vehicle.
But just getting out of the car becomes a test of its own when the driver forgets one important detail. And his makeup exam doesn't go any better. Instead of using park, he puts it in reverse, and the sedan ghost rides into the cruiser. And when he corrects a mistake, he's really up a tree.
We now have a at this location. If I could have another unit.
The guy can't imagine what went wrong, but White can. The driver's blood alcohol is 3 times the legal limit, earning him 3 years of probation and a permanent mark on his moron record. It was foolish for him to have ever gotten behind the wheel. And his bad decision trapped him between a cop and a hard place. Hollywood, California.
Suspect moving extremely fast right through that intersection.
In a town where everyone wants to be famous, this 22-year-old car thief will risk anything to stay unknown. He stole this ride in the nearby community of Silver Lake. But now, in the monstrous sprawl of LA, this kid is lost.
Taking a right turn now, heading back eastbound.
To elude police, he's ripping around random corners and flooring it through Tinseltown traffic.
Now into oncoming lanes, right past those cruisers.
But his gonzo driving starts to catch up with him.
All right, coming up on an intersection here. There's a pickup. Oh, he hits him.
He clips a motorist, tearing pieces off the man's truck. But it doesn't slow him down. At the next corner, he nearly wipes out several crossing pedestrians.
Oh, look out! There are people there. This guy just refuses to slow down.
But no matter how many insane chances this lunatic takes,
Another near miss.
the combo of Hollywood congestion and not knowing where he's going
He's just turning in random directions now.
makes it easy for officers to track him. And they know it's just a matter of time before something awful happens. The desperate crook accelerates between cars at paint-exchanging distance.
Oh, wow. This guy is crazy.
It gives him just enough of a lead to try his most outrageous stunt yet.
Looks like he's slowing down here.
He pulls onto a quiet street and bails out of the still rolling van.
Oh, he jumped out, and the car's still going.
As the suspect dives to the concrete, his runaway SUV nearly mows down several people on foot.
Oh, that was a close one.
The thief is already working on his next move. Carjacking another vehicle with a mother and child inside. But police nab him before he can pull it off.
All right, officers are swarming him.
In the mayhem, the panicked driver bails and scrambles to get her kid away from the madman. Officers quickly whisk her and the little girl to safety. And a cop signals code 4.
All right, they've got him. It's over. Suspect in custody.
In addition to grand theft auto, this car thief acquired an impressive array of possible charges. From felony invasion
Oh, look out! There are people there.
to reckless driving. From hit and run to reckless endangerment. Plus attempted carjacking and kidnapping. And of course, resisting arrest. It's the kind of resume that will make him famous to law enforcement everywhere.